What is up, ladies and gentlemen? YouTube, that's right. I am Chris, and today I'm going to be reviewing Supergirl Season 1, Episode 9. That is right. I haven't been reviewing the episodes before, but I have not been on YouTube that long, so I'm going to be doing this right here. I'm late to the game, but I'm not late to the party. So let's talk about this right here, right? This pretty much episode. This episode pretty much picks up exactly where we left off in Episode 8, and pretty much, Astra's husband, Non, pretty much takes Hank hostage in order to bargain for, Astra's life, pretty much. Astra is obviously still taken captured, so they're having her, answer a couple of questions, but, he is willing to give Hank back in order to, for Astra's life, and that's pretty much the basic plot. Now, what I liked and what I didn't like in this episode right here, right now, what I liked is that I liked that the Cat and, Kara's interactions between the two, where she's trying to find out her secret identity, and she's kind of playing a little bit coy. I enjoy those scenes particularly because Calista Flockhart and Melissa Benoist, they have good chemistry, so it works out very well, and it's always entertaining to kind of see them interact with each other, and it really came across very well in this episode. But to parallel a negative, pretty much, is that I'm like, am I crazy? Maybe I'm wrong here, but I'm pretty sure we kind of already established that Kat knew her identity last week. When she kind of figured it out, she took off the glasses and she said, "I see," and I thought even Kara kind of accepted that she knew that she was Supergirl. But in here, it's like they almost completely forgot about what happened last week, and now they're just like, nah, that never happened. Forget about that. Now we're going to keep on doing these games. It's like they realized, yeah, that was a bad idea. Let's just back away completely. Now, also, another thing I liked in this episode was that it showcased that, Jimmy and I forgot the other guy's name, Hispanic Jimmy. Jimmy and Hispanic Jimmy, I like that they actually managed to, make them go on their own mission. Not necessarily depending on Kara, but, doing their own thing. But unfortunately, another negative to go against that thing is that once Kara kind of found out they were doing something on their own, she just kind of like shut them down and made them feel like shit and be like, they can't do anything without her. So therefore, it's just like, come on, you're like the worst friend in the world. If you're not supporting your people, be like, yeah, they can do things without you. They can actually be independent and not depend on Supergirl all the time. When she did that, I was just like, who are you? You monster? But yeah, I enjoyed that. Also, we got to see a bit more of Maxwell Lord's motivations. We got to see a bit more of what he really is behind the scenes. Now, granted, Maxwell Lord is pretty much just like, living vicariously through Lex Luthor, at least to me. He just seems like, because they can't use Lex, so they have to use Maxwell Lord and be like, okay, we get it, but he's never going to be Lex. But Peter Fasinelli, he's doing a great job in the thing, and you're starting to see that, Maxwell Lord is a bit more darker than what people see in the public eye. So I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed the flashback scenes to Krypton. I like that they give us a bit more of a backstory on certain things. These DC shows know how to do flashback scenes very well, Arrow and Flash and whatnot. So they do that very great. And I enjoy getting a bit more backstory on some of the Krypton things. Could have been boring, but no, it was actually kind of interesting. But the CGI and that set building is kind of like, whoa. That's like Smallville bad. But yeah, I really enjoyed those things. Also, another great thing I really enjoyed about this episode was that when the General is about to inject Astra with the thing, whatever she's about to inject her with, right? And then Kara's kind of coming in and she's about to tell her, stop the thing, whatever it may be. And then that scene where she's showing so much emotion, Astra, and she's like yelling, I was like, damn, that. And then, Kara's kind of like yelling about it. I was just like, that's a pretty powerful scene. I was like, damn, I kind of feel for that, It felt like they were family and she was seeing her family just being ripped apart, so to speak. So, props to them, because they showed a lot of emotion and it was a great, impactful scene, This thing did very well, particularly. But some negatives. Let's talk about some things that I didn't particularly like. I didn't like the fact that, it seemed, like I said, for her kind of dissing Jimmy and whatnot, but for particularly, when she's telling, John about her business, she does a lot of her business on the roof, right? She talks a lot. She showed her powers to Hispanic Jimmy. She's talking to Johns on the roof. I was like, this is your workplace. Why would you kind of talk about your business on your workplace roof? Isn't there cameras around? You showcase your business a lot. particularly. And also, just kind of a quick nitpick. It's not too many negatives. I actually enjoyed this episode. Was Nam, right? Asher's husband. He's pretty much generic Zod. I don't think nobody can't deny that. He's pretty much generic Zod. That's pretty much it. But yeah, those are my negatives. On top of we kind of already established that Kat pretty much already knew her identity, or maybe that's just me. I thought it did, and that making Jimmy and Rain or Hispanic Jimmy feel like shit, pretty much, and not be good without her. But yes, that's my negatives, and that's my positive. That's what I loved about this episode. Those were my problems, my good things. That's my review. I'm Chris Smith. Supergirl, season 1, episode 9, and I'm ready for season 10 or episode 10. I'm bugging. I'm sleepy. But yeah, that's not the problem. Signing out.